Hi guys, welcome to Shiva Perseverance Software Training Institute. All right, in this particular video, we'll see how Azure Pipelines, a cloud-based CI/CD solution available on Azure, helps us to basically, create pipelines for automating the software development and delivery life cycle. All right, meaning of that is, we basically have a concept of CI/CD implementations, right, in DevOps. So, which basically helps us to enable, the software development and delivery automation process. So now, what happens is like on with Azure Cloud, right? So we have something like Azure DevOps, yeah. So it was told in one of the other video. You can check it out, right? So on Azure DevOps, so we have a CI/CD implementation platform, which is Azure Pipelines, so which helps us basically to work with CI/CD implementations. Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, when we see the methods of creating CI/CD pipelines on Azure DevOps via Azure Pipelines, so we have two creation methods mainly. So one is classic editor and one is via a YAML code. All right. So what is classic editor? It is nothing but the GUI based approach to create CI/CD pipelines. And what is YAML based? So it is nothing but we call it as pipeline as code. Meaning of that is, we actually develop the code and we implement the pipeline. All right. So majorly when we talk about the advantages of each, usually to kickstart with, you can go with classic editor via graphical interface. You can basically build the pipelines and work with that, and you can get to know how things are working on. And when it comes to, the YAML format, right? So it is all about implementing your pipeline via code, and the code follows YAML syntax. That is where I have highlighted as YAML. So this is moreover a approach of reusability, modularity, so on. So this is the very best approach for implementing the pipeline. So I'll explain this in one of the later lecture. And for now, just understand that these two approaches are available, and one with GUI and the other with pipeline as a code implementation. So we need to implement and develop a YAML code for creating the pipelines on Azure Pipelines. All right. Yeah. All right. So now, all right. So now I'm good. Okay. So we create pipelines, everything is such, but I just want to highlight one more thing here that, so during the pipeline creations, right? So let me tell you that we have Azure Pipelines available, which want to perform a task in our, CI/CD implementation, and the task should be executed somewhere, right? That somewhere are called as agents, you know, when it comes to the context of Azure pipelines. All right, fine. So what are agents is, so agents are the or the platform. I can tell that agents are something that which is a place where Azure pipeline will execute the task for us. All right, so that things are proceeded further. So for example, if I want to build some code using Maven, right? Maven as a build tool, right? Just a moment. All right. So if I want my Azure pipeline to execute a build task using Maven, so we need Maven somewhere, correct? That somewhere should be on our Azure pipeline agents. All right. Okay, fine. Cool. Let's see the possibilities of, configuring the agents for Azure pipeline. So we have two major options. So we have multiple, but these are two categories where one is MS hosted agents, other is self-hosted agents. So if you see, MS hosted agents are nothing but the virtual machines which are completely managed by Microsoft. Meaning of that is, so the moment we create a pipeline and we tell Azure pipelines to pick MS hosted agents, MS is Microsoft hosted agents. Microsoft will be taking care of the entire required, the place. Meaning of that is the environment, the servers, everything is such that is required to run that particular pipeline. It will create it, it will execute the pipeline, and then it will actually discard that particular, you know, um, service, the environment. All right. So you don't have to set up or maintain the environment specially. It will be completely taken care by Azure, so which is completely cloud-based, approach. And these servers, as told, right? So these servers are automatically provisioned and discarded after the use. And these servers are actually suitable for medium complexity CI/CD tasks because, see, when we talk about the MS hosted agents, so it is completely managed by Microsoft. And see, these are like, it's up to the customer and the project implementation leads who take care of this decision. But the requirement here is that, so according to the context and the use case, so we need to go ahead and utilize if we should be proceeded with MS hosted or self hosted. All right, perfect. Now okay, one is MS hosted, and what about self-hosted now? So these agents are completely in the human's control. Meaning of that is, so these are the agents what we set up and we run our own infrastructure here. Like it might be physical machine, it might be VM, it might be container, anything as such, right? It's up to us where we maintain the complete agent environment and we run this implementations, all right? And we have a full control of the environment, the tools, the configurations, networking, OS, everything is such. And we should do one thing for this agent to work with Azure pipelines, that we should actually register our mission in the cases like it might be physical mission or bare metal, anything as such, with the Azure DevOps using a personal access token. All right. I mean, it's a authentication token which will be given by Azure DevOps, so that on the mission while configuring and connecting to the Azure pipelines, so we need this token to authenticate and connect to the Azure pipelines. All right. So this is all about self-hosted. So meaning of that is MS hosted simply in the line is that it is completely maintained and managed by Microsoft. It is created during the kickstart of the pipeline and discarded after the work is done. So self-hosted or completely maintained and created, maintained and managed by humans. So we should be taking care of setting up, running required infrastructure with a physical machine or VMs or containers, anything as such. And here we have the full control of the tools, configuration, everything as such. All right. Fine, guys. So I'll come back with another video which helps us to basically create a agent. I mean, ideally, it's a VM or container as such. So we'll go with a VM, yeah, and ensure that is registered as an self-hosted agent with Azure pipelines. All right, yeah. Thank you.